Every life tells a story. Join Frank Julian as he shares his one chapter at a time from Story of a Soul 2, releasing every Wednesday.
The Story of a Soul 2 by Frank Julian with Sean O'Neill, narrated by Frank Julian. Chapter 1, Always Smiling. I didn't know any better. I thought that everybody viewed the world through God's eyes. That was my worldview, even as a young child. I was raised in an Italian Catholic home in the late 1950s, pre-Vatican II era. There were understood ways of living and loving. I remember the feeling of being loved by all whom I encountered. I would later see, while pursuing old family photos, my perpetually smiling face. I was always smiling. I believe that people in my world felt I was safe, upbeat, and optimistic, and that as a result, they were drawn to me. Many decades later, in August 2000, I was asked by a member of the church to enter a smiling contest. She asked that if I were to win the contest, I would give her family some of the winnings. I asked her if the contest was legitimate, and she assured me that it was. The contest was being sponsored by McDonald's, so I said that she could enter me and I would go. On the morning of the contest, I felt a strange anticipation about it, that feeling that God is about to do something. I remember looking in the mirror and smiling at myself. I felt the Spirit of God inside me say, "I want you to win this." I didn't hear his audible voice, but I sheepishly said, "Okay." I thought it was going to rain, so I brought an umbrella. There were 120 contestants. As they were processing us, I thought, God, what did I get myself into? I put on my golden shirt and sat with the group in the double arch formation while looking at the dentists, who were our judges, and I began to smile. They gave us 4 10-minute breaks. We were not allowed any aids such as Vaseline for our dry lips, and we could not break the smile. All of a sudden, I saw the girl from church with her 4 siblings and mother taking their seats behind me. I wanted to win for them. As the day progressed, people were being eliminated. One competitor next to me had smiled for 2 hours every day for 2 weeks, but still couldn't last to the final stages of the event. I hadn't smiled for hours as practice. I hadn't prepared for weeks in advance. I hadn't done any of that. It got hot and sunny, so I opened my umbrella and kept smiling. I would look up at the sky at the face of God, and I simply kept smiling. Finally, my wife and family came. I had been looking for them. My wife, Peggy, thought I'd be out by now, and since I hadn't come home, she thought she had better come and see how it was going, just to be sure that I was all right. I ended up smiling for 7 hours and 38 minutes, and Ronald McDonald presented me with the check for $10,000. I gave $1,000 to the church, $1,000 to the family, $3,000 to Uncle Sam, and $5,000 to my daughter's college fund. What did I get? I got a smile, a photograph with a red-haired clown, and a story. Read on to learn how the story ended up on the front page of the local paper. The report of the story included a link to my work in Africa, but that is a miracle for a later chapter.
Thank you for listening. Join Frank Julian every Wednesday for a new chapter of Story of a Soul 2. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter.